Yo, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining us. Thank you if you're listening, if you're watching. Thank you so much for your support. This is our first episode of the FORCA BARCA podcast, and let's start by introducing ourselves, just so we know who you guys listening to. If you guys just listening, there's just two people here on the podcast. Me, Red, and my dear brother and cousin, Mustafa, aka Mew. So let's start by just introducing ourselves to the listeners and viewers. Let's start with you, Mew. What you got?
Yo, hi guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Yeah, like my cousin said, Mustafa AKMU, and yeah, I'm a Barca fan since I've watched Ronaldinho play and fell in love with this club ever since. And I was born in Morocco and raised in Germany. Um, and I reside in Germany. And I hope you have a lot of fun listening as we have a lot of fun talking and recording this podcast for you.
All right. Okay. So me. My name is Redwan El Ghazi, and Al Ghazi for the Arabs that are listening. The reason why I use it Ga and Ga is because the Ga does not exist in English language, so it's easier to say Ga. Uh, but yeah, so I grew up, born and raised in Morocco, moved to the United States in 2009, and been a Barca fan since around 2004. Um, and like Mew, same as Mew, Ronaldinho just was so magical that I had to tune in and watch him every time. I fell in love with the Barca way, and since then I've been cheering for the team and watching almost every game. Uh, Frustrated or happy, still go back the next week and watch it again. It's like a drug. So we were just watching the Atletico game, so it just ended a few minutes ago. We are third right now, and it is fantastic to be honest. Because if you think about it, if you remember, Mustafa, just a few months ago, we were what, like ninth at one point. Everybody, or when we eighth or
Yeah,
ninth at one point,
yeah, ninth.
and look where we are right now. We're two spots away from the top. Granted, it's a long uphill, so most likely not gonna get the trophy this year, but we're definitely closer to it, and definitely closer to the top, securing the top five. Top four. But
Of
let's
course.
yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, let's be honest. It's the season or the title was lost when the season started. So basically, when we had that streak of losses and couldn't get a break with the news and everything was in turmoil. So that's when we basically knew the season was never going to be ours. But
Yeah.
to see them turn this around, and I think we are going to talk about the match
Mhm.
from yesterday, today, from today. So what we can see is that there are a lot of things that function and that didn't function on the Kuman, because we see the link up play, we see how the players are creating triangles and passing the ball like they know what Xavi wants them to do on the pitch, and they slowly but surely are implementing it. And this is something that we can build on. Of course, not everything is perfect, and it can't be. That's the thing that you are always trying to tell me.
Yeah.
But this is these are and were some hard times for us, Bas or Barcelona fans, because we are not used to being um, this bad in our own league. I mean, even if we had those hard shattering defeats in the Champions League, we were always going to play to compete over the league title. But this season was just loss after loss after loss in every competition. So it was very hard to accept that we had to relearn to play football.
That's what it feels like, right? Watching the team
Yeah.
now versus versus in the beginning of the season. It was just night and day, tactically and physically. Like if you remember, we'll just jump into it. Then let's just talk about the. After this, we'll talk about the game. But yeah, like I was,
Mhm.
it's just physically. Even like 2 months ago, we couldn't finish the game without being exhausted by like the 70th minute, and we tied and lost some games because of that, because we get to the point where everybody's just tapped out, everybody's tired, everybody, they can't move, they can't press, and the other team takes advantage and scores sometimes one, sometimes two goals, and either ties us or they win against us. So seeing today, even at the 90 some minutes, everybody's sprinting, and Memphis is down, is in the back sprinting. Everybody's, even the ones PK and the ones that are older, they still have the stamina to finish the game, which was the opposite just a few 2 months ago. It's just exciting to see and to witness, and excited for the future, what's going to happen for the rest of the season and for next year. So let's jump to the game. What did you think about today's game?
Well, today's game was to me. I mean, like if this game was like 3 to 4 months ago, I think I would be satisfied at all. But right now, I'm going to be honest. I I see this spark that Xavi instilled in the players, and that they keep on fighting and keep on playing uh, good football. And this is the thing that makes me satisfied, even with a game that could have went sideways. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Could have ended pretty disappointing again. But the thing is that watching them play, watching them, like you said, going the extra mile and just putting in the work, and wanting to score and to win a game. This is what what has been missing for such a long time, and I'm very enthusiastic when I'm watching these games, and I think they are on the right track when it comes to that. And to me, the game, we created a lot of chances, and Frankie De Jong had multiple chances to score, and even go up like 2-0.
Yep.
So
In the first half.
yeah, the conversion rate wasn't there, but at the end of the day, we had those 3 points, and critical and important 3 points. So I'm satisfied. What's your opinion on the game?
Yeah, I think overall, um, it was a good game to watch. Um, even for neutrals, I think it was a lot of competition between the both teams. Elche didn't sit back and just wait for us to attack. They went in the offensive multiple times, especially after we scored the when we tied it up. They started going back up again and tried to score the second goal. So it was more of a competition. But I think the first half, like you said, we could have sealed the deal in the first half. We had multiple chances to score, from Dembele, from Frankie, um, but I think that's been the case for the last like 4 or 5 games. We create so many chances that we could end the game, but 5 or 6 goals each time. We don't convert very well for the last 4 games. and I think that's just gonna come with time. I think it once we gel more, the players gel more. Memphis is back. Dembele is getting more involved. I think once we gel more, I think we'll be scoring more, which is great. I think, and part of it too, if we had Ferran from the beginning of the game, we probably would have scored at least one goal in the first half. And I think in the interview with Xavi after the game, he talked about Gavi and how he's not obviously he's not a winger by nature. He doesn't play in that position. So what he had him try to do is did not work in the first half, and he said that this did not work out as a false winger. So he took him out and put on Ferran to try to get because he's a natural winger. So it needed that, and he even said that in the interview afterwards that they needed the game needed a natural winger, and Ferran will bring that. And he created a lot of chances. Like in the first 10 minutes, Ferran, like he murdered that side. Like he every time he had the ball, you could feel he's gonna do something with it. So I think that's like I said, if Ferran started from the beginning, would have had multiple chances, extra chances, and probably even scored one goal, and that would have put more pressure on Elche and probably scored for us to score even more, because they're going to come out to try to play, and then we can counter, and we have Dembele and fast players, so we could have countered them. But overall, I think we did great in comparison, in retrospect of the whole how Elche plays. And if you didn't know, Elche has not lost in their field since November. So for us to win there is great for us. It shows that we're determined to actually play good games even away when we play away, which wasn't the case when Koeman was the. Every time we played away and when Koeman was there, we're just praying that we just tie the game. We're not even thinking about winning. So I think that it's a great improvement as a whole for the team, and we're going with confidence on Thursday. Who's your man of the match?
Oh, that's a difficult one because I think, like you said, when Ferran Torres came on, he came in hot. I mean, he was all over the place. He was um, going in, trying to dribble past the players, doing something. I mean, of course, like you said already, Gavi, it's not his position. I mean, he's not a winger. So
Right.
at the end of the day, and we cannot stress this enough. These are young players. They need time and they need to adapt. I mean, it's not like he cannot play this position at all. With time, maybe he can even adapt to that position because he's a fantastic player. But bringing on Ferran Torres, he brought something that is exceptional, and we created a lot of chances, and he was a danger, constant threat to the opposition. But overall, I'm going to go with Dembele. I'm going to
Dembele,
be honest
Ousmane
here.
Dembele.
Yeah, yeah, because he, I mean, he had his mistakes, but if you watch the game and see how and this isn't a slow player. If you know Mujica, he's a
Yeah.
fast ass player. He's got some pace. So for him to basically put him in his pocket time and time, over and over again, that was
It
some
was
impressive
satisfying to
stuff.
watch, man, to be honest, because I know
Yeah,
he gave us
yeah,
problems in the first. Like I remember that. And
yeah.
it was funny because like by the 80th minute, right before the 80th minute, when Adama was gonna come in, I'm like, oh my god, this is so then Billy just killed Mujica the whole game, running the whole time. He's probably exhausted, and now Adama is gonna come in with his muscles and his speed. Yeah, he's fucked. There's no way he's gonna catch up with him.
Yeah,
And
he had
the
no
first
chance,
time, the
man.
first ball Adama had, just printed by him, and that's when he crossed it to Ferran and goal save the shot. But yeah, it was funny to watch. That's why I hope Dembele renews at least for like a year or two. I just want to see both of them dominate. Like that wing, whoever you put in is fast. Whoever you put in is gonna go through and dominate that side. So I hope he renews. If he doesn't, it's a whole different issue that we can talk about. But like, it was satisfying for Dembele to come out and somebody else who is as fast and stronger than Dembele to come in to secure that side. So we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and the thing is that the combination of the two works well. I
Right.
mean, if you have someone like Mojica who is also a slim body type and someone who's fast, he's coming with pace, but he's a left back that isn't as powerful, as muscular as Animatrawari. So we have that. And so we can throw him in for the last 20 minutes and finish the job. I mean,
Just bully his
you
ass for the
see,
last 15
yeah, yeah. It was amazing to watch. And like you said, I think um, when it comes to an end with Dembele, we need to um, reevaluate what the situation with the club really was, because I think personally he never had someone who took him under his wing
Mhm.
and improved the undeniable talent that he has. I mean, it's not just about speed. Someone who's equally good with both feet. So he can shoot with his left like he shoots with his right, and to be this blessed, and he also has control over the ball, and he's not a great shooting technique. So he's blessed. He's got some talent, and if you add all that, then we need to have the question answered: what went wrong, and how um, did Xavi brought out a side of Dembele that no coach, no manager has done before? Because as of now, if you ask me, this is his best performer. He's showing his best performances, constant. I mean, constantly on
Mhm.
day in day out,
I mean,
and this is
you gotta like think about that because I mean you could argue that maybe he's showing all he's got and give it 100% now when he didn't before because his contract is ends in June, so he needs to show what he can do for a better contract for wherever he goes. So you could argue that maybe he's doing what he's doing now out of necessity to get more money, better contracts, and all of that. You know what I mean? So maybe that's
mm,
what it is, or maybe it is Javi actually, turning it up and knowing exactly how to unlock his potential. But we'll see. I mean, we still have a few games. We'll see how that. And Adam being there too, I think helps because he knows if he doesn't play, Adam is going to start, and Adam is doing a great job right now. So if
mm,
Dembele doesn't perform, we have somebody who's pretty much the same profile except stronger, does not get bullied off the ball. You know what I mean? So and tracks back better than Dembele. He defensively, he's better than Dembele. So I don't know, but I mean, I would love to have him to be a rotational player with not rotational, but starting with if we buy Adama to have both of them is a dream. Who would have thought, right? To say Adama Traore will come in and just
mm.
dominate that side for us. Like if you somebody said that to you in September, you'd be like, get out of here. Adama Traore from Wolves just to sit in the bench. Um, but it's just crazy how football goes. From somebody who's been in the bench
True.
and Wolves most of the first half of the season to starting in Barca.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, after all, he brought another component. I think that we needed desperately because especially having someone with pace, and not only pace but also coming with that physicality. I think this is exactly what was missing, and you can see that um, whoever is now in charge of having those transfers, he's he's doing a great job, because there are some missing puzzle pieces that are now getting fixed, and I hope that this great transfers that they had in the winter
Mhm.
continue in the summer, because it's not about bringing high profile players in and just having some big names. I mean, of course they need to look at it from a financial perspective.
Right.
So I understand why they need a big star, a big name. But at the end of the day, we need to have some players that understand the identity and understand the Barca play, and the way that brought us success. I mean, football is a constant in evolution. We cannot play tiki taka like we've played 2010. It's not possible. I mean, teams got better. They adapted to that way of play. Now we need pace. We need to have pace on the wings. We need to have pace on the left back and the right back. We need to have those type of players. And a lot of things comes with physicality, and having someone like Animatrawari is needed,
Yeah.
very much needed.
Absolutely. Uh, okay. So you said let's go back to the game. So you said Dembele is your player of the game,
It's my man. Yeah, yeah.
man of the match.
What about you? Man of the match.
Man. Um, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Ferran for me. And they're gonna say, "Oh, but he missed so many chances, man."
Oh man, it's
But
your opinion.
yeah, I
I
know. But
mean,
like you can counter by
you
saying
need to be in those positions to even have
exactly.
those
That's my
chances.
point. Yeah, that was gonna be
Yeah,
my point. Yeah, well, he did not score all of the chances he had, but you can't argue that once he got on, he changed the game for us. It changed we had
true.
a better grip going forward. We had better positioning from everybody once we knew where Ferran is. Like it's like it opened up other spaces within the attack. And yeah, so I think he's my man of the game just because of that, because of how much of an impact he had as soon as he got on the field. And he changed our dynamic going forward. And he, of course, he should have scored like three or four for those chances. Every time he didn't score, I'm like, man, come on, what is your scoring boots, man? But I hope he
Mm,
clicks, because I've watched him in City, and he was just he never had any problems finishing, like in City or in Spain. Every time I watch him in the Spanish team, so I know he can score, and I think whoever watched him knows he can score. So hopefully he gets his confidence back and starts banging those goals in, because we're really gonna need it, especially the rest of the season here.
exactly. I mean, it was always going to be between those two, even for me. So it's not like I'm not understanding where you're coming from. But to me, it was just the way um, Dembele handled his side.
Yeah,
So that's the reason, and he was much longer on the pitch than Ferran Torres. I understand, but I also need to stress that when he came on, he basically brought another push for the entire team, and basically that's even why probably we've won the game, because uh, even the team had a feeling, okay, we can do this. We can win this game.
yeah. No,
But
I
there
agree.
were some critical moments. I mean, we have to talk about the chance of Elche when I hate to say this, when Marc-Andre Ter Stegen saved our asses once again
Yeah,
with
you
that.
hate to say it because you've been hating every time we
Yeah,
talk, bro. We gotta make it clear because
man.
people want to know why you said that. Elaborate.
No,
Why would you
yeah,
say it
but
like
you
that?
needs to yeah. I'm saying that because, as you know, um, I'm not the biggest fan of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen
And
because
not because of
I
German, right?
think no, not because he's German. That's absolutely that's absolutely not the case. It's not because of his nationality. It's because um, I think when he started, he had something that was missing for a long time when it came down to Barcelona goalkeepers, and it wasn't the fact that he was a very good football player. I mean, he's got some skills. He can pass the ball
Distribute.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, 30, 40 meters straight to the player on point, no problem. And it wasn't that what impressed me with his skills. It was basically that he was very good when it came to keeping his line clean. He was a very good. He had good reflexes, and this is something that has been missing a lot of times over the last 2 seasons. I've seen him. Of course, we need to talk about our dreadful defensive line, but he's that last bastion of hope, and he's been constantly disappointing us as well. On top of making mistakes himself, so it doesn't help when he's having a bad day. So that's why I'm saying, unfortunately, I have to say that he saved our asses. So because that was a fine save. Because while it wasn't like the most placed shot, it came against his direction of moving.
Right. You had to,
So
you had
you
to
need
to
to,
stop and
yeah, and that was some masterclass save there. So, and he overall had a good game. So it's not like it was just
right.
that one. I mean, the goal
Yeah, it's
you
not his fault
cannot
for that
fault
one.
him for that.
Yeah. Some say
Yeah,
well, you should have got he should have covered the other side. I would know. Like that's not how it works. When in that angle, he
no,
has to
that
stay to the right side to cover that
exactly,
corner. It's up
exactly.
to the right back, which was Elvis, to actually cover that shot to not let him shoot that wide. And Elvis is 38. And it was not an expected pass. Like it was a mistake from Pedro. So just Elvis was slow enough to react and yeah. So like it wasn't Ter Stegen's fault there. Um,
Yeah, plus, if we are being honest, we see stuff on replays and think, well, why didn't he cover that side? But it goes so fast in real time,
right, right,
so you don't have that time to decide. You need to decide which one are you going to try to cover, and covering um, the short end of the goal is the right thing to do for a
right.
goalkeeper. I mean, they learned that pretty early on. So um, it's not his fault. The goal was absolutely not his fault.
Right, and those
It
mistakes will
will,
happen with Pedro. It's not,
yeah, of course,
yeah.
of
So it's
course.
just
It's about the
unfortunate.
mentality in
Yeah,
getting back in the game, and not only that, but even beforehand, they had a lot of chances, and they created chances, and played well. So of course it's unfortunate if stuff like this happens, but at the end of the day, when it pans out and everything goes as planned and you get the 3 points, nobody's going to ask uh, about the result or whether it was very close or not. So
yeah. No, I agree. You know what was refreshing too
yeah,
about the game is knowing that we have a very packed bench offensively. Knowing we have Memphis coming out of we have Luke De Jong and Adama coming in when we need them is refreshing because I know it's be like, well, it's not like you have world class bench players. I mean, for comparison to what we had in the beginning of the season, like every time we had to, like we didn't even have forwards that were first team for a while. We had to
Mm.
play Ferran Jugla from the Barca B and Abde, uh, and they were still just their first season in Barca B, so they weren't even, you know what I mean, they weren't even really La Masia player. They just brought him in. So it was not a very good look in the first half. But knowing that we have those caliber players in the bench coming in when we need them, it was really refreshing, and it's like gave you hope that we might actually score instead of, oh well. I mean, there's no excitement for these kids coming in because we shouldn't really put any pressure on them to score because they're just starting out. You know, I mean, having that kind of pressure is not really good for a teenager. But it was just refreshing to see that.
I totally agree. I think, of course, having made that experience, being thrown in that very difficult time for Barcelona, and being so young, those players, they did what they could. I mean, but they took with them that experience, and I think it's going to make them a lot stronger than we realize right now. I think when it comes to having young prospects and people that and players that maybe are going to help us in the long term, I think Barcelona is is very well built for the future. It's, um, it's not something that we need to be concerned about when it comes to young players and entering the first team, because
Yeah,
that was also a big problem. We uh, we didn't have a lot of people coming in
we stopped doing that. Yeah,
into, yeah, and this time we've seen that we can have players that are able to play for Barcelona and delivering. Um, so hopefully, in the coming years, we are going to see a lot more players making the jump to the first team.
yeah. I hope so. Well, I hope so too, and hopefully it's not just midfielders. We're really good at bringing out midfielders.
Mm,
Not when it comes to the
yeah,
other positions. But so we're happy we got the 3 points. We're fourth, third now. Thank God.
yep.
I don't even know. Do you know when the game that was rescheduled? Do you know what date it was rescheduled to?
No,
They haven't
I don't
announced it,
have
have they?
any information about it. No, 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 no. They, I think they didn't announce it, but I'm not too sure about it. So
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it, so probably
yeah.
not yet. But so yeah,
But
go ahead.
having another game is probably crucial. So we can always at least have the chance of getting three more points, and that is crucial, I think. As
Yeah,
long as we win our games, of course.
yeah, we just
So
have to
we
stay
need
consistent.
to, yeah,
So okay, so Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. It's Thursday at
yeah,
3 o'clock or 3 o'clock for me, so it's 9 o'clock your time, right?
yep,
What are you thinking? What are our chances? It's in Camp Nou. The first leg is in Camp Nou.
yeah. So I think um it's better that way to play first in Camp Nou, because the Galatasaray fans are crazy. And I think a lot of young players are going to be impressed, and maybe it's going to be um like a unbelievable atmosphere. They have some great fans, so I think this time, in stark contrast to the Napoli game, we need to be clinical when it comes to our chances. We cannot let them slip like we did against Napoli. That game, that tie could have been finished with the first game.
Yeah, yeah. We missed so many opportunities in that game. It was crazy,
Mm.
especially in the second half. We were just yeah. So what do you think the lineup is gonna be for that one? If you had to put your own lineup, what would you do?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a better question.
No, I'm not trying to put out my lineup.
Yeah, yeah. If
I'm
you had,
trying
yeah,
to,
if you were Xavi right now and be like, all right, I need to put up the starting lineup for the next game. Who would you put up?
well, I think the defensive lineup is going to be pretty much the same, except for Dani Alves
Yeah,
and probably Dest on that side. Then, well, midfielders, I think Pedri, Frankie de Jong, and Busquets. So that's that. And then Ferran Torres, Aubameyang, and Dembele. That's what I
that's what
would.
your lineup would be.
Yeah.
Uh,
And in goal, of course, Neto. No, just kidding. No, just kidding,
man, you really hate Mats, man. That's crazy. No, I don't
man. No,
blame you.
I'm
It
not.
was
I'm not aim.
I don't blame you, man. I mean, he had some really bad games. Like
Yeah,
he still needs to prove himself now. Like his he pulled up some saves, but he made a lot of mistakes too. So hopefully he can
yeah.
improve. So my line,
Now the last few games,
he did good.
he's been up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so my lineup would be pretty much the same except Adama for Dembele. Um,
How come?
I think we need somebody strong in that side for this one. Uh, I
Mm,
think it needs some, I think we need to rotate Dembele and do the same thing we did with Napoli, where we brought him in the last 15 minutes to try to finish the game. So if we had Dembele in the beginning, tired him out, and he's strong, so they're gonna try to be physical with him, which means strength. You know, they're gonna use a lot of their strength on him. Um, and
mm,
I think it just works well. And defensively he's good, so he'll be able to track back and defend better than Dembele. I think in that aspect he's better than him. Um, and for some reason I don't know. I so when we before Adama started, there were people saying that his crosses are bad, his finishing is bad. He only like missed like two or three crosses. The rest were all on point. So I
no,
think
I think his crossing is exceptional.
yeah,
His finishing
his
is
no, that's what I meant. Finishing as in crossing. I didn't mean
yeah.
finishing as shooting. His shooting is terrible. He shouldn't be
Mm,
he shouldn't be shooting
yeah.
at all at this point. Just
Mm,
pass it to somebody
yeah.
else. But I meant crossing. Crossing, like people were saying, oh, his crosses. Sometimes they're good, but most of the time it's they're not good. But like pretty much every time he crossed it, it was in a dangerous area. So
Very dangerous.
I think
Yeah.
having him start, I think is a great feature for us in a physical sense, because he'll have a physical presence there, and keep that side busy. And then when Dembele comes in, they'll be tired, so you can dance around him and shoot and pass and shoot. Um, but either one, whichever one starts, like it'll still have an impact on the game.
Mm.
I think maybe
You
Xavi
see,
didn't start Adama because he wanted to start him in Galatasaray, but we'll see, I guess.
yeah. Well, that's some pretty good points. But you see, the thing is that I think Animatrawari works whenever you whenever you throw him in, he works.
Yeah.
He's just working. He's functioning. If you throw him in the 70th minute or 80th minute, it doesn't matter. He functions. And I don't think that's the case with Dembele. I honestly don't, because let's keep the last. I think which game was it? I think against Athletic Bilbao, where he came in and scored that screamer of a goal, Dembele.
Yeah.
But other than that, just watch the games. Whenever he comes on, he needs his like 20 minutes to make an impact. And I don't think it's that smart to start with Animatrawari, because Animatrawari can come in and he can destroy, because he's going to function no matter what. So
Right.
just keep Dembele, and maybe he's producing some magic, and if not, take him off.
I don't know. We'll see,
That's
man. Like either way, I think
yeah,
it depends
yes.
on. Well, I guess it'll depend tactically too. Which one will work? Depend on who's gonna play as their left back there. So who I don't even know who's
So
Galatasaray's left back.
yeah, I'm not following the Turkish league, to be
Yeah,
honest.
so that's gonna depend on
Mm.
that. So if it's somebody who's a physical presence, who's somebody who's strong, then I'm assuming them Adam is gonna be in there to rival him.
Mm.
But I mean, you could make the argument that even if it's somebody who's scrawny and not very strong, Adama would work well there too, because you could just bully him the whole game.
Mm.
Um, so I guess that's a good problem to have for Javi, right? Than having
Oh,
to,
absolutely.
yeah. What do you think the score is gonna be? Give me a prediction so I can laugh at you next week when it's not. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going with 3-1.
3-1, winning 3-1. Us winning.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna
So
say
well,
I'm gonna say 4-1. I say 4-1 because I think we're gonna destroy him. We're gonna go with so much confidence. We're gonna destroy the team. But I hope I'm right. Watch us lose, and then all this optimism and confidence goes to shit. Oh man.
yeah, that's true, because on paper, Napoli is a much stronger team. But watching the last few games, of course, it always can be something like just a capture of the moment, because it is exactly that. We are just capturing the moment. It's not like it's cemented. We didn't play like this for an entire season, not even for 2 months. So it is exactly like 4 to 5 games where you can see that there has been a work put in, and they are working on becoming better and relearning what it means to be a world class team. So to have that, and of course there are going to be setbacks. No, there are no two ways around it. But as Barca fans, we suffered like
Oh man.
the last, especially the last year. Man, oh boy, we suffered so much. So hopefully we can at least have some great games. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm like. Even today, I've been watching, and I'm not that mad even when they scored, because up to that point they played great football. They had their chances, and of course, it's not like ideal if they miss their chances, and big chances. I mean, those were like 90%, 99% chance to to score.
Yeah.
It
Frankie
wasn't
one. The
like
Frankie one was just
uh,
they could have just smashed it. He just passed it to the
Yeah,
goal. Just smash that shit in the
yeah,
top corner there, and doesn't matter who's there. They're gonna go in.
yeah. That's the thing. But sometimes here in Germany they say some teams are just going to die beautifully,
Yeah,
and they what they mean by that is like um, playing beautiful football, but at the end of the day losing the match. This is what they tell about Barcelona a lot of times, not for the last 2 to 3 years, but um, back in the days when they lost games but played well. They used to say that, and nowadays they say that about Manchester City
yeah.
because they pass the ball around and it looks beautiful. So, but sometimes
They still
they,
lose.
yeah, they still lose. They don't score. So
It's just
we
crazy.
will see. I'm fairly optimistic when it comes to the game because right now I'm not able to even know how Galatasaray is going to play because I don't know any players of them. Watch their games. Could be that they are a surprising team. I mean, if you look at
Well,
the
they're
game with
from
Benfica,
what I heard, they're not doing very well in the league. They're like in the top, in the bottom half,
yeah,
closest to
well,
relegation than the top. But they in the Europa though they didn't lose. They topped their group. So it's hard to tell how they're gonna play. But at the same time, Europa is so unpredictable. It's is well, a competition like this, like you see a Champions League and Europa League are they're not predictable because you only play a certain amount of games. It's not like the league where you play
mm,
every week. So it's who knows how they're gonna play. They're either gonna play great or they're gonna be disastrous. One or the other.
exactly. And the thing is, of course, you are uh, very motivated when you are going to play against Barcelona.
Right.
That's a given.
Yep.
So um, um, maybe if they were going to play against some team in like Hungary or something like that, like Ferencvaros or something like that. So they would be the team that people are betting on. But right now they are the underdog, and they know that. So
Right.
basically, they are going to give it to give their all. So this this is going to be difficult. I mean, like every match is going to be difficult, especially in La Liga. Also, it's going to be difficult. There are no weak teams.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the technical and beautiful play, I think we can agree on that La Liga has the best teams when it comes to that. I mean, the
Technically, yeah.
top
Yeah.
five, yeah, when it comes to the top 5 to 6 teams on there, they are all technically versed and have fantastic players. So there is no two ways around that. So we are going always to have opposition that is going to play football, real football. It's not like they are going to sit back and watch us just pass the ball and score on them. It's not going to happen.
That's beautifully said, man. Um,
Yeah.
oh man, who knows? So all right, so we should try to pack this up. It's almost an hour, man. We've been
Yeah,
talking for an hour. It'll go so fast when you're talking about
yeah, yeah. And I need to get some well-earned shut eye, just like Jim Carrey said,
All
because
right,
I
good.
need to work. I'm going to work tomorrow, so let's wrap this up. And
Yeah. All right. So before we do that, if you guys like this, please subscribe and like the YouTube page. We're gonna put this on Spotify and all the other podcasts applications for you guys to listen if you wanted to. We're gonna be coming into your ears and eyes almost every week if we can do that. That's the plan anyway. Every week to react to the games, react to the rumors, to the transfers, and we're just starting out, so it looks kind of ghetto right now. So so hopefully within the next few episodes we can update our things and look better, look kind of fly to represent the our club in a very fair manner. But yeah, we appreciate all the support. If you guys could share and like and subscribe and all that stuff, to see if you like this. If you don't like this, then fuck off. And I'm just kidding. We like you anyway. But yeah, anything that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, hopefully the guys listening, watching, will have similar opinions, and even if they have opposing opinions, just write it up.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. So hopefully we can keep in touch with the people that are just as passionate as we are about the club, and have some meaningful conversations. And we are going to definitely bring some more heat over here when the time is due.
Oh, so, I can't wait for the arguments, man. It's gonna be fun and spicy.
Yes, I mean the last 4 games we had some
arguments, man. That's why I wish we started the podcast like 2 months ago, because some of the discussions we had were actually interesting and like opposite. Like you're like, fuck these guys, and I'm like, yo, just chill. We got more time. They're like, no, fuck these guys. It was fun. It was just fun. I'm just passionate. Is that what it was? You're just passionate. You don't want to lose, right? But yeah, so
of course not. It is sometimes. It is what it is. So it's not like we are going to have the same opinion over some stuff. So, and that's what makes a great podcast, and that's what makes a great discussion. So, whatever is in it in the future, I think the people listening and watching are going to enjoy it.
Sounds good, man. That's great. All right, cool. So we'll wrap this up. Check us out next week. We'll have more content. So thank you so much, and see you guys later.